In this video, we'll take a look at Director's take on Season 5 of Overwatch that will come out on 13th of June, in about 6 days from recording this video, depending on when are you watching this video. Very exciting and interesting as well as unexpected news have come out of this message from developers. So in the first paragraph, they are speaking about how the Season 3 and Season 4 were one of the most balanced in Overwatch history, as I highly disagree with it, simply because we have LifeWeaver that's standing around 41% win rate, and then you have Symmetra that's going for 55% across all the ranks. In a balanced scenario, this should never happen. It's like saying we have a balanced economy where the dudes are working for $12.50 an hour, and then you have Elon Musk. With this in mind, let's look at 3 different topics from Season 4 and talk about how they change in Season 5 and beyond. Specifically, I'd like to go over heroes. I like that he's taking the personal responsibility. He's not saying we'd like, who we, like at least you can pinpoint to a person that's been like throwing for the developer team. To go over heroes like Junker Queen and LifeWeaver one-shots ground control abilities in 5 versus 5. Honestly, this is gonna be pretty discouraging, especially if you are a good player. So let's go for it one by one. There are a few standouts from a tuning perspective in Season 4. In the mid-season patch, Junker Queen was given a series of buffs, and she really started to dominate. Oh, really? When you increased her bleed from 125 to 2, what have you expected? Her win rate popped up about 5%, which is insanely massive. It's not like it was 45% and it went to 50 to balance her out. It was like more than 48 and it went to 53, no? Or something. I don't know exact numbers. It's just wow. And she went from being one of the lowest pick tanks to one of the highest. Well, of course. For most skill tiers, Queen and Reinhardt were the most big tanks for the latter half of the season. I feel like in the current season, you want to go for Junker Queen, and if it's not a verticality map like Numbani, if it's not a verticality map like Dorado or Watchpoint Gibraltar, where Divas and Winstons are dominating, and if it's not a Sigma map, just like Circuit Royale, Junkertown, or Havana, there is a Junker Queen. And if you're playing something else, you are throwing. This is wasted potential, and in higher skill lobbies, you're just gonna get rolled if you are not playing her. However, at the Masters and above, Queen is far and away the most peak tank. Oh, seriously? One of the big changes that we made was to increase the healing received from her passive. Yep. Sometimes you're playing Tracer, and you are literally hitting everything you can, and it feels so pointless because she's just lifestealing so much more than you deal damage. We like this addition to her playstyle, but it makes Queen too survivable. So we will be reducing the health she receives from Commanding Shout from 200 to 150 to compensate. Interesting, very interesting. I don't feel like this is gonna be a massive change, as Commanding Shout is also giving you armor, which is decreasing the amount of damage that you receive in the in a percent value, right? So I don't think this is gonna be, yeah. We'll also be increasing the cost of her ult by a small amount, since she's getting it at a faster rate than before the mid-season changes. This is a massive one, simply because it feels like the developer teams have like it's like they didn't even think about the way that abilities are building up ultimate charge, and they're like, yo, let's just buff her. They completely forgot about ult, and there are plethora of clips on YouTube from multiple like streamers and just regular people who are like building up the ultimate in 30 seconds in like close quarters. I've seen this hilarious clip from Super where he yoinked the ultimate and then was able to build it up after 30 seconds. Oh, yeah. LifeWeaver is a really dynamic hero. No, I feel like dynamic is not the word. I feel like really the worst character in the game is gonna be a great thing to say about this character. So looking at one of my favorite streamers, Boger, has about 55% on the character, and he cannot hit Grandmaster, being like insanely strong. It just shows that LifeWeaver is just completely unplayable, standing at 41% win rate, and there is literally nothing you can do to save this character within the current circumstances, so you have to buff him. Some of the plays that people have pulled up with him during Season 4 were pretty astonishing. Yes, I especially like the clips where you paddle up to the air, and then you life grip someone to you, and it kind of bonks them further, so they can go for Orisa ultimates, they can go for Cassidy High Noon, they can go for like really cool stuff like this, and that is like wow. However, he's not powerful enough to be a solid pick for most players. Sure, he's definitely not powerful at all. Previously, we stated that we would like to be a reason to pick new heroes over others in the roster. This is still our goal for new heroes. We want them to bring something new to the table. However, at the moment, we are looking for the best way to bring LifeWeaver to a baseline. I have already spoken about the problems that LifeWeaver has. The biggest one is the fact that he is like cannot duel. This is the biggest one, because if you are getting pressured by the Tracer from the backline, there is no way for you to defend yourself. You are just lost, confused, you cannot kill her, you cannot do anything, and then you compare yourself with Ana, that can nade both herself and Tracer, that can sleep Tracer with a sleep dart, that can actually like do some sneaky little hipfire shots on her. Kiriko can literally headshot and melee you, so like boom boom, you are dead on Tracer. Right? And as we can see, Sombra is being played in the current meta, so LifeWeaver is just a horrendous choice. Another thing is that his healing is just not enough. The fact that you constantly cannot switch between damage and healing. So with Kiriko, you can just like press left click and then press right click and then like go on. With Baptiste as well, you can throw a health pack and then you can shoot once or shoot twice, depending on how much pressure is there on your tank. With LifeWeaver, there is nothing like this. Once people are playing him more, he will get a cleaner read on the character. No. It's no. It's, I feel like this is a very unprepared way to say we have no idea what to do with him. I feel like developers are like, we have no clue. Please, community, do something yourself. Figure out something yourself. This is not how it works. This I feel like Overwatch is not in a democracy state where people are voting for something. It feels like developers are doing their own little things and people are just like, oh, it's like everyone is so tired of reacting that they would just being chilling instead, right? Once people are playing him more, he will get a cleaner read on the character. No, people play him enough. You need three players to play him to really tell you, like, give this character to 3 professional players and they will tell you exactly what to do with him. Boom, that's it. Solved. Bro, if you're homeless, just buy a house. Solved world hunger in this one suggestion. In Season 5, there will be quite a few changes. Mostly, what do you mean mostly buffs? This character is 41% win rate, bro. 41. It's not like I'm talking 48 or 49, 41%. So for every 100 games, you will lose 60 and win 40. Do you understand? It's like playing Dark Souls with 1 life, and then you have to start all over again. That's exactly how it feels, playing LifeWeaver. We have specific details in the patch notes, but players can expect increases to his healing and damage output. Thank you. A heal on life grip, slightly reduced hitbox, and some quality of life changes to pedal platform. Thank you very much. The biggest problems, again, dueling, life grip is getting stuck on the smallest things, like you cannot pull someone if there is a rock in between you and the person, like a small one, right? Never mind. We'll continue to monitor both Chunker Queen and LifeWeaver to make an additional changes if necessary. Nice. I love it. I love it. Really good. The community has also voiced concerns over the number of one-shots from both Widowmaker and Hanzo. It feels like they've been voicing concerns for like the entirety of the Overwatch. We'd like to reduce the frequency of these in-game. So again, we are going from I think some people don't understand this, but we are going from the like skill-based game to casual-based game. You have seen this in Warzone. I personally have seen this in Warzone and Apex, where with controller and aim assist, right? So who is your typical buyer of your skins? Who is your typical buyer of your game, right? Who's the typical player? The dude that comes from work. He's been working 12-hour shifts. He's cracking open the bottle of sparkling water because he's a Giga Chad. And he sits there to play a video game. He does not want to sweat. He doesn't want to, like, he's not ready to aim train. He just wants to, like, have fun. How do you have fun? We need to balance things out so professional players can be eliminated by some random dudes, right? That's been playing the game for 30 hours. And the same is going for Overwatch. Oh, Widowmaker, like, Widowmaker is such a hard character. I like, in order to absolutely destroy the lobby, you have to be an exceptional player on Widowmaker. Yet, they are like, nope. People are jealous. Bro, just take Sombra. Widowmaker is never gonna be played again in your lobby. But nope, we're just gonna absolutely nerf her. Widow's damage falloff will change from 70-100 meters to 40-60. This is insane. This is actually insane. Like, I don't think you realize how bad it is. There is a Twitter guy who spoke about this, and he has recorded a video. I'm gonna show it here. This is just horrendous. Like, the fact that you have to be so close, yet you are so vulnerable because there are dive tanks, there are characters that can literally jump on you the second you are in the range, is just a massive disaster. You can get closer to Widowmaker with one leap now. You can literally, like, you can... no, this is horrible. This is horrible. The damage fall-off scaler will also increase from 30 to 50%. She will still have the ability to one-shot 200 health characters at 50 meters or less. This is actually, I mean, like, you have to be a Giga Chad to do that. Because most 200 health characters have really small hitbox, they are moving really fast, and the higher you climb, the more movement tags they know. So, like, they will not stand stationary and they will not run in a linear kind of like path. They just not press A and shoot. They will go AD, jump, crouch spam, boom, 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 beam, 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 and then you're like, oh, really? But further than that, it will no longer be a killing blow. I don't know how it will work. Maybe they will go for like 95% of the HP, and then you can like press your left click once again to kill him. For the most part, it feels like on a Widowmaker, I usually go for 2 body shots. That's also can do it, but looking at the damage fall off, it feels like it's not only the headshot damage fall off, but the body damage as well. So it's a massive one. Hanzo will receive a slight nerf to his damage, that he is no longer able to one-shot 200... What? 200 health characters? His sonic arrow will also be more recognizable. This is a massive one, because sometimes you're getting killed out of nowhere because the dudes that like was able to pull off the sneaky little sonic arrow. The intent here is to reduce his kills that feel like they come out of nowhere. Yes, that is a good one. That is a good one. We are constantly discussing the nature of one-shots in Overwatch 2 and whether they are healthy for the game in general. They are not. So it feels like you either have to delete the characters at all or have to rework them, but they will lose their structure, they will lose their initial, like, what the hell are you even gonna do if they will not one-shot? So yeah. Wait, so Widow is getting giga nerfed. Like, this is a massive one. This is a super giga nerf. And Hanzo is like, oh, we will just decrease his damage a little bit, right? Sure. Hanzo is a completely dominant character in the current meta. There are Hanzo maps where you are literally like can counter every single character in every single lobby, simply because you have this really wide range of angles where you could like stand and just spam your arrows and get some lucky headshots as a result. So far we are going from the being skilled kind of area to, oh, let's actually make sure that casual players are having fun as well. Well, nothing bad with it, but the more simple the game is, less interesting it is, and there is gonna be less moments of complete defage because of the skill, right? Lastly, I'd like to talk about crowd control abilities in game. When we launched Overwatch 2, we made some significant changes to our combat model. The biggest was shift from 6v6 to 5v5, bring back 6 versus 6 man. A part of that change was to remove most of the crowd control abilities from our damage and support heroes. Overall, we think that it was a positive change to the game. Well, of course it would be, no one wants to be stunned for 3 seconds and just die from cringe. At times the original game felt like you were in a pinball machine, but we have a lot of high mobility heroes in the roster and the team can't always rely on their tank to take off them. So we are softening our approach here. We don't want to return to the state the game was previously. We feel like the room for more CC, especially soft CC, in our lineup. Again, soft CC is a slow, is denying of the movement, right? In any other way, whether you're like silencing the abilities or you're going for the character being less speedy, less mobile than it was before. We'll be making changes to both Mei and Cassidy for Season 5 with this in mind. Honestly, I feel like both Mei and Cassidy are standing in a very balanced spot at the moment. Of course, they have their possibilities and limitations, but it feels like they are just okay. There is nothing bad with both of them. It's not like a LifeWeaver with 41%. God bless LifeWeaver players. Mei's endothermic blaster will be updated. So basically, he's left and right click. Her left and right click. The primary fire will still slow targets, but it will also build up an effect that will apply a much larger slow for 1.5 seconds. Why? Her slow was already super duper slowish. For players of the original game, this will feel familiar to the way her old weapon worked. Cassidy's magnetic grenade will also get updated to deal less damage, as well as applying an effect that slows and blocks movement abilities. Oh, okay, so it will deal less damage, but you can shoot a person. That's fair. That's actually fair. I like this rework, although yeah, it feels like Cassidy is gonna be super giga duper cool. Cassidy is gonna be super duper giga cool against like movement characters that really rely on going in and disengage with the movement and stuff. Oh my god, imagine Mei and Cassidy as your dual DPS lineup, and there is a dude, you just wall him off and then you slow him with Mei and then you slow him with Cassidy. Nowhere to run, boy. Imagine there is like a Winston jumping on you, not knowing that Mei and Cassidy are played, and oh yeah. On top of these changes, we'll also be making some tweaks on several other heroes in Season 5. We can't wait for you to see them in the patch notes go live, as well as the other fun things we have coming for the game that season. As always, thanks for okay, 27 likes. Widow and Hanzo nerfs finally. Hanzo probably needed even more. Absolutely agree with this player. The fact that they are completely killing the Widow and then saying, oh, Hanzo needs just a little damage nerf is just obsolete. Any chance we might now get max support? Oh, this is a new character. I was just about to congratulate you for going one thread without mentioning max support until you edited in it. It disappointed me. Okay. Yes, we don't Hanzo nerfs. My day has been saved. Slightly reduced. He is the size of a tank. Man, this guy definitely wanted to play LifeWeaver, but the reality hit him hard. Finally, close range characters like Reaper and Mei won't get one shot by a point blank Hanzo arrow. This is a big one because you couldn't play Reaper into Hanzo simply because anywhere you would teleport, he would just one-shot you. Didn't go hard enough on the Hanzo nerfs, to be honest, but congratulations to the very few heroes with 250 HP that will benefit from this. Congratulations to them. Yep. Okay, who else do we have? Aha, we are going through the Overwatch 1 cycle again with CC. Devs are too dumb to realize hypermobility needs nerfs, so they start adding CC to the game, which turns out into unplayable mess. Game needs to be slowed down instead of adding a trillion CC abilities, 99% of which end up getting used on tanks instead of hypermobile flankers. That's actually really a good move. Yes, but it's going to take another 10 years for the balance crew to realize this. Oh, this guy's salty. This guy's salty. Do you want to know how I got these scars? This is exactly what Chicken Nuggets is going from. Those are strategic points. She's a sniper. That's where snipers are supposed to play, and she's really bad on most maps. That's correct. Those few long sightlines maps are the only ones that favor a sniper, yet even with those being where she's always played, her win rate is still very bad. I don't see her being good with the only niche she thrives in being eliminated. Absolutely, they are killing the Widowmaker. If the strategic positions for Widowmaker are to make it so you can barely interact with her while she can one-shot you, then I'd push back and say this is a paramount design flaw. I absolutely agree with this. Sometimes it can be exceptionally horrible to play against a good Widow player. Standing next to your spawn door on the Junkertown isn't a strategic position. You move the minimum distance necessary to engage the enemy. So it feels like everyone is super happy with the Widow nerfs, but yeah, the meta is definitely gonna shift. I like it. So that's it for today's video. We're gonna definitely do an update on the initial balance changes that will come out sooner or later. See you in the next one. Make sure that you comment what you liked and disliked. Take care. Peace.